So come and have a seat. Cross your legs, sit nice and tall, and just rest the hands in your lap so you can fully relax through the hands, the ankles, the elbows, the shoulders. Take a big breath in, lift your crown of the head up towards the ceiling so you naturally lengthen the spine. And then as you do that, pull the waist in from the side to support the lower back. Bringing that natural curve into the lower back. So your lower back can come inwards slightly. I'm going to shift sideways. So avoid rounding into the lower back, slightly lift into the lower back. It's okay to have a little bit of a curve inwards there. Same at the back of the neck. And then we've got this slight round through the upper back. So we're not poker straight. There is those natural curves through the back. And then you're just going to take the hands, interlace the hands, push the heels of the hands away, and now really exaggerate that round of the back. So bring the chin into the chest. Look down into the waist. And then take a big inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, open through the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Push all the air out, round through the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, round. And then relax the hands. Right fingertips out to the side, take the left arm up, just take a big side stretch into that left side of the body. So reach the fingertips over. Have a roll through that left wrist. We'll probably end up doing quite a lot of work where we're pressing down through the wrist. So just roll around, stretch through that joint, and then take it to the other side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over. Roll around through that wrist. So just stretch it out, maybe bring the hands in and then reach the fingers out. Back to center, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles back, open the chest, really try and squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. Big inhale and big exhale. And then release and let that go. Bring both feet out in front of you. Have the feet about hip width apart. Start by just holding on to the backs of the thighs without the ball to start with. Sit nice and tall. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Tuck the tailbone under. So the movement is the bottom of the spine to start with. And round down until the arms extend and lengthen. So curling down into that movement. And then lifting up through the chest as you inhale, rock tall onto the seat bones and extend through the spine. So keep the elbows wide, the collarbones open. And then you're pulling the belly in, tucking the tailbone under. That movement is the bottom of the spine to start with. And then we round into the upper back. Pull the waist in, lift nice and tall. So you're rocking forwards on the seat bones, lengthening through the spine, collarbones are nice and open. Tuck the tailbone. Pull those lower abdominals in. Start to roll and round down through the spine. And then lift all the way back up. On the next one, we're going to hold it down. So pull the waist in, slowly lower and round down. When you get there, reach the hands away. So the palms face in towards one another. Lift the right leg off the floor, extend the right toes away. So you're pulling the waist in. So keep drawing in, lower that right leg down. It just hovers off the floor and then lift it back up. Lower the right leg down, just hovers and lift back up. Go for 3. Pull in through the waist. 2. Pull in. Last one. And lift, bend the right knee. Stretch the left leg away, navel to spine. Lower the left leg and lift. As you lift, it's this action of pulling the abdominals in to try and lift. So you lower down and then pull in. like there's this string connection here, and if you pull in, it's going to lift the leg for 3. And lift. 2. And lift. Last one. And lift. Plant both feet down. Just bring yourself further forwards on the mat so you can roll all the way down to the floor. Arms down by the side. Head, neck, shoulders, relax back. Walk the feet in, pushing down into the feet, starting with a really small movement. So it's just a tuck of the tailbone. So it doesn't need to be any bigger than about an inch of movement. And at the same time, we're going to contract the pelvic floor. So fully relax everything first. So arms are relaxed, shoulders. And what I want you to do is, as you tuck the tailbone under, think about the movement or the contraction as if you were trying to stop the flow of urine. So be fully relaxed when you start. And then as you tuck the tailbone under, find that muscular engagement that would stop the flow of urine. So that it's like a deep muscular contraction, trying to find the pelvic floor. So relax, let the tailbone go. And then as you tuck under, find that contraction, hold it. And then relax. Make sure when you come back, you do fully relax. So you don't want to hold it locked in all the time. We're tucking and engaging. And then relax and release. Tuck and engage. Relax and release. 5 more. Tuck and engage. Relax and release. 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 We're changing it a bit this time. So tuck and engage, roll up through the spine, going all the way up. So pushing the feet down, rolling the spine up. So each vertebrae lifts on its own. You really find that movement between each of the vertebral bodies, pushing down into the feet, lifting through the hips, squeezing through the glutes. You've got that, still got that tuck of the tailbone and that engagement. Now lower the hips halfway, fully relax. Drive back up and engage at the top. Lower the hips halfway, fully relax. Drive up, engage at the top. Fully relax, lower halfway. Drive up and engage. We're here for 5. Lift up. 4. And lift. 3. And lift. 2. And lift. Hold at the top. So keep the hips lifted, pulling in through the waist, tailbone tucks under. Now take the arms up and overhead, halfway overhead. So they're not touching the floor, they're hovering in space. Imagine someone's placing a really heavy weight in those hands. You have to balance out the weight in the hands by squeezing the glutes more and being stronger through the lower body. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1. Slowly roll that all the way down. Bring the arms down, lower the hips, rest, release when you get to the floor. And then take the arms out wider so you can either fully stretch them out or you can bend the elbows depending on the space you have available. And then you're going to bend the knees into a tabletop position. Now squeeze the knees together. Keep the shins where they are so they're kind of parallel to the floor. You're going to rock both knees over to the left only as far as you can control. Try and keep both shoulders on the floor. Get to a place that you can hold it, squeeze the knees together and slowly bring them back to center. Try not to just rock back to center, pull them back to center. And then keep both shoulders down, squeeze the knees together, take the knees over to the right. Working towards getting about halfway down to the floor. You don't need to go any further than that. If you can, great, but you'll still feel it if you go about halfway. Squeeze the knees together, bring it back. Twice more each side, so over to the left. Strong control around the pelvis, the sides of the body, squeezing the knees, bringing it back. Go to the left, you can close the eyes, relax the neck and the shoulders. I've said this a couple of times, I think, before, but I sometimes find once you know the exercise and once you don't need the visual cues, if you close the eyes, then you just take any tension out from the back of the neck and the shoulders, just kind of relax into it a bit more. One more time over to the left. And then bring that back to center. Hold the knees there. Take the hands to the back of the head. Lift the head, neck, shoulders. So look into the waist. Remind yourself to pull down and in. Alternate toe taps. So you're going to tap the right toes to the floor. Bring it back. Tap the left toes and bring it back. Right, in, left, in. 8, lift, 7, lift the chest a bit higher, 6, lift, 5, lift, 4, in, 3, in, 2, in, last one, in, hug the knees to the chest and just give a gentle rock from side to side. And then if you have a ball, bring your ball between your thighs and plant the feet to the floor. If you don't have a ball, you're just going to have your feet as they would be about hip width apart, arms down by the side. Squeeze into the ball and you're going to lift your hips all the way up towards the ceiling. One long line, shoulders, hips, knees. Now, if you have the ball, well, whether you have the ball or not actually, bring the feet together. If you do have a ball, you're just going to pulse and squeeze into that ball. If you don't, you're just going to go from a position where the knees are together and then the knees are open. Knees are together, knees are open. If you're squeezing the ball, you're just squeezing the ball, releasing the tension, squeezing the ball, releasing the tension. We've all got 10. 9. Keep the waist pulling in, keep the tailbone tucked. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll that back down. Slowly rest, hips to the floor. Take the feet out a bit wider. Lift yourself all the way up to a seat. And then if you have a ball, it's going just behind the lower back. So right into the kind of the base of the sacrum. If you don't have a ball, just sit tall. What I found the other day, I did this with a baggy pair of trousers. If you have loose fabric trousers or t-shirt, it kind of moves around. So you're best, if that's the case, lift your t-shirt and put it on skin or have it on trousers that are tight trousers. Point the toes. Hold on to the backs of the thighs. So same exercise as before, lift the chest, round and push into that ball. So I want you to really feel like you're trying to push down. Lift up, inhale. It's really just those lower abdominals that move. Exhale, push down and into that. If you keep going, if you don't have a ball, you're just here, lift and lower, lift and lower. Still as much control. Probably won't be able to make the movement as big, but it does take quite a lot more balance. So we're going 6, 5. So it's just that round into the ball, really working the lowest abdominals, tiny movement. 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Take that ball out to the side and come and lie down on your left hand side. So take the left arm out And have your feet and your hips in line, your knees bent, so not all the way up with the knees. You can see halfway down. Take the right hand to the right hip, slight lift through that left side waist. So try not to totally drop through the left, tiny little bit of a lift through that left hand side. Keep the inner ankles, inner feet together. You're going to open that top leg, hold at the top, and think about the connection, the squeeze in that right glute. You might not feel it straight away. Slowly lower down. Take it really slow these first few. So find it. Lift that right knee. Think about squeezing the right glute. Might take a little while. Lower it down. The movement isn't as big as you think it needs to be. Open, squeeze that right glute. And lower down. Open, engage, hold. And lower. Really nice and slow. Go for 3. Slight lift through that left side waist, remember. 2. And on 1, hold it open. Keep the feet touching. Just lift both feet. So we go from here, lift both feet. So that bottom shin is off the floor. Same exercise. Lower the right knee. Lift and open. So now you've just got the control of holding that left foot off the ground. Lift and open. And lower. Lift and open. Keep pulling slightly through that left side waist. Lift and open. Might be the kind of thing that you don't actually feel a huge, big movement. It's not as big as when we're moving the whole leg, but it is a subtle strengthening for the outside of that right hip. Going for 5. 4. 3. And 2. On 1, rest both feet and both knees down. Keep the left leg where it is. Your right leg stays in line with the left, but the foot kicks away. So my thighs are still in line. I'm just kicking and stretching that right leg away. I'm going to lower there and then lift, keeping it in line with that left thigh. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 5. Now should be feeling it quite strong into the outside of that right hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it there a moment. We're going to draw an arch from the front, taking it up and back from the front. So lift up, comes down over the left foot, lifts up, comes forwards. Now imagine that there's something dividing the lower body and the upper body. No movement in the upper body, so no movement from that right hip upwards. So some balance work there as well. It's just that right leg that's moving for 5. Up and forwards is 4. Up and back is 3. 2. 1, hold it back in space. Don't let it go all the way down. Right hand can come in front for some support. Tiny little pulses. Teeny tiny. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest that right leg down and breathe. Give that right hip a bit of a pat and then lie onto your back. We'll stretch that right side out before we move. So lie onto your back, bring the right knee into the chest. Big breath. Give that right knee a bit of a rock from side to side. And then brace yourself because this will be a nice strong stretch. Take your right arm out, Left hand holds that right knee and brings it all the way across the body. And that should be a good stretch into the right hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. And just roll over onto your front. Come to all fours, hands and knees. We'll just do some upper body stuff and take your mind off the lower body for a moment. So hands and knees. Walk your knees a little bit further back, assuming you're going to stay on your knees for push-ups. If you can go all the way into a plank for your push-ups, then you do that, but I'm going to stay on my knees. Pull the waist in, so slightly tuck the tailbone under. So look, I'm not letting the tailbone go back. I'm tucking under, shoulders over wrists. I'm just going to lower halfway and hold for 3, 2, 1, push back up. Lower halfway, hold for 3, 2, 1, push back up. Twice more, lower for 3, 2, 1, lift up. Last one, lower for 3, 2, 1, and push up. Rest all the way down on your front. So just lie the body down. Make a pillow with the hands for the forehead and just give the hips a rock from side to side. So just release the lower back. And then legs come together. So big toe knuckles touch, inner ankles, inner thighs, squeeze them together. Lift the feet off the floor, lift the chest, bring the hands to the shoulders. So you have engagement all the way through the back of the body. Gaze stays down to the floor, so you're not creasing into the neck. Keep the hands pulling back so the thumbs tap the shoulders. That's the height you want them to stay. Reach the right arm up and away. And then bring the right hand back, thumb to shoulder. Left arm up and away. Bring it back, thumb to shoulder. Keep the inner thigh squeezing. Right arm away and back. Left arm away and back. 4 and back. 3 and back. 2 and back. Last one and back. Hands down. Push into all fours. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open the chest. And arch and round. Open the chest. And arch and round. And then lie down on your right hand side. So you want to go all the way down. Right arm reaches out. Knees. So they're not all the way into the chest, kind of halfway between the hips and the feet. Rest the head down. Left hand onto that left knee. So it starts slow, remember. You're just simply opening that left knee and giving it a hold at the top. So you're asking that left glute to work and hold the hip there. And then you slowly release. Lift and hold. Slowly release. Just make sure at the same time you're slightly pulling in through that right side. Doesn't mean that you have to lift the right side waist off the floor, but there's just this idea of slight engagement there. Lift and hold. And lower. It's weird because I know that I'm like, oh, I can't feel this. And I know what's coming. Lift and hold. And lower. Lift and hold. And lower. 3 more. Lift and hold. Lower. When you do lift and hold, send a signal for that glute to squeeze. And lower. Last one, lift and hold. Keep it there. Now lift the feet off the floor. So still got the inner ankles together, but the right shin is lifted. Left knee comes down. And then left knee opens. Left knee lowers down. And then left knee opens. Slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. 6 and lift. 5 and lift. Close the eyes, really relax through the upper body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the bottom leg down, top leg rests on top. Thighs stay in one line. Just extend that left leg. Doesn't have to be a huge movement. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So the movement is only coming from that left hip down. If I was to chop my body in half here, the upper body wouldn't move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it for a moment, because then we're going to go up and over, forwards and back, up and over. I would place your left hand in front of you for some support. Up and back. 9, 8, 7, 6. Sometimes I start off with a countdown and then I really regret the number that I started at. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh no, we're going to have to go one more because we need to finish at the back. Up and over, holding in space, tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go and lie onto your back. Rest the right leg, bring that left knee in. Start with just a gentle rock side to side. And then we're coming into the big twist. So your left arm falls out to the side, right hand, bring that left knee across the body, should be strong. Through the left hip. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Big breath. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Okay. Come over onto your front, all fours. Now we're going to do that same push-up exercise again. If you have a circle and you want to do this instead, I'm going to quickly show you. It's a nice way to try a full push-up, but it takes some of the weight. So if you don't have a circle, just go back to what we did on your knees, go down, hold for 3, lift up. If you have a circle, one side of the circle goes down into 4 and my chest or my upper body comes to the other side of the circle, and then I can step back into a plank because now some of my body weight when I come down is going to be in the circle, and then push up. So you can go for 9, push up, or you're going down for 3 and holding if you were where we were before, and lifting back up. Lifting up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your knees, come back, take that circle out to the side, and we'll all take hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and reach the knuckles back so you really open through the chest. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Okay, and then come forwards to hands and knees. Pull in through the waist. Take your right leg back, toes pointed. Lift that right leg and hold. Pull in through the waist. Just make sure you're not collapsing through the chest. So push into the back of the shoulders and then lower down. So it's quite a long hold at the top. Lifting, send a message to that right glute. Squeeze the right glute and then lower. 5 more this slow. Lift, hold, pull the waist in and lower. Lift, hold, and then lower. Lift, hold, and then lower. Last one, lift, hold. Now bring the right knee to the right tricep and drive the heel away. So make sure when you kick away, it's with the heel. Knee to tricep, heel drives away, not the toes, the heel. Knee to tricep, heel drives away, knee to tricep, heel drives away. Go for 4. Drive away. 3. Drive away. 2. Drive away. Last one. Drive away. Now hold it there. We're doing the same arch, similar to what we did on the floor. So right foot comes over to the left side of the mat, lifts up and over, goes down to the right, up and over to the left, up and over to the right. The higher you lift that leg in between the two, the more you're going to recruit the muscles on the back of that right hip. Lift up and over, up and over. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the right knee back in, tuck both toes, stretch out through the backs of the legs, big long stretch, so really push the heels down, lift the hips high, have a good pedal around through the feet. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Rest to both knees. And start by stretching the left toes away, pulling in through the waist. Lift, hold. So send a message to the left hip. It wants to stabilize. And then lower. Lift, hold. And then lower. Lift, hold. And lower. 5 more this slow. And lower. 4 more. And lower. 3. And lower. 2. And lower. Last one. Hold it there. We're going to go left knee to left tricep, and then the heel drives away. Left knee, left tricep. The heel drives away. 8. Drive, really try and kick the back wall. 7. So each time you make that left leg longer than before. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Hold it there. Pull the waist in. And then you're going over to the left, up and over, to the right, to the left, and to the right. Left hip working to lift. And lift. Try taking it a little bit higher and find it a little bit harder. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back together. Tuck both toes, stretch back into downward facing dog. Long stretch back through the heels. Relax the head. Take an inhale and an exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk the feet forwards. So you're in a forward fold position, relaxing the body weight forwards. Slowly push down as much as you can into the feet. Pull in around the waist and start to roll up. Really slow roll up through the spine. Taking your time. As you roll up, see if you can squeeze the glutes. We've done quite a lot of work around the back of the hips. So find that strength in the back of the hips as you roll up to standing. When you come up to standing, take the hands behind the back. If you have a circle, grab it. I'm just going to show you something if you don't have a circle, just take your hands and as if you're holding it, you're going to pulse between the hands. If you have one, take it behind, fingers are long, you don't need to grip, fingers can be long. Squeeze the circle, it'll feel like you can't, and then release. Squeeze, release. It should feel like your circle isn't moving, but it's the intention, that squeeze under the shoulder blades. 5, 4, just pulsing the hands. If you don't have a circle, it's the same movement. 3, 2, 1. Let the circle go down to the floor. Everyone fold forwards. We'll push into the feet and roll back up really slow. Pulling in, trying to squeeze the glutes as you roll up. Slowly rising up. And then turn the toes out so you have a V shape through the feet, hands to the hips. I want you to lift up as tall as you can onto the tiptoes, really squeeze the glutes. See if you can hold yourself there and then lower the heels back down. Try not to lean forwards or sway back. Try and stay in one line. Push down into the balls of the feet, lift, squeeze the glutes. And then lower. So squeezing from the inner thighs to the back of the hips, lift, squeeze, and lower, lift, squeeze, and lower. Now it's going to get harder. We're going to rise up to the toes. If you have the wall nearby, you might want to tap the wall. See if you can stay on the balls of the feet, and can you take the knees out to the side? Slowly lower down about halfway. Straighten through the legs. And then rest the heels. 3 more like that. So as I say, move. If you want to use the wall or something, then you can. Rise. Slowly take the knees out to the side. See how far you can go down. And then lift up. And lower the heels. 1 more. Lift. Slowly bend with control. So really pull in through the waist. Really try and keep the spine super long. And then push down. Rest the heels. Turn the toes back in, chin to chest. Roll forwards. Slowly let the hands come down to the floor. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Bend the knees, wrap the arms around the backs of the thighs and try and pull yourself into a forward fold. So try and hug yourself in. Lift the hips as you do so. And then relax, let that go. Hands come to the floor. Widen the space between the feet. Relax through the upper body. Keep the right hand down. Reach the left arm up to the sky. So open across the chest And then maybe start to straighten that left leg. So you get a more intense stretch through the back of the left leg. And then you're slowly bringing it down. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Maybe the right leg straightens, is strong. And then you're down. We're up once more each side. So left arm lifts. Not such a long hold this time. Bring it back down. Right arm lifts. And bring it back down. Relax. Push into the feet. Roll up through the spine. Squeeze the glutes as you rise up. One last time. Take the hands behind the lower back. Open the chest. Create some space across the collarbones. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. One more breath. And exhale. Bring the hands into the center of the chest, into prayer. And just thank yourself for making time to come and practice, working hard towards slow and steady, but strong. Have a wonderful Friday.